He watches over you. He watches over you, will not slumber. The eyes of the Lord are in every place. Keep watch on the evil and the good. Proverbs 15:3. God is omnipresent. The enemy is not. But here's the deal. Here's why the enemy works the way he does. Here's why it's dangerous for you to invite them things into your life. One, it's dangerous when you invite them things into your life because when you do, you put a target on your back. Saying, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this stuff. I want this stuff in my life. I want that music. I want that movies. And let me tell you something. The enemy is scared of you. The enemy is very, 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 very scared of you when you follow Jesus. Because it knows it's lost the war and that it might win some battles here and there, but it's over in the end. The enemy's terrified of you. But because the enemy's terrified of you, it looks for people that it can take advantage of. And when you watch them things and when you invite them things into your presence and you invite them things into your life, it looks at you and goes, bing, 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 bing. Now, here's the deal. The enemy is not omnipresent. The enemy is not everywhere. So that's why it's key that you as a Christian do your best to stay in your word. Do your best to constantly be praising. Do your best to constantly be in prayer. And do your best. It's on the door. Oh. Do your best to do your best to keep them things out of your life. Because I don't know about you, but life can be hard sometimes. Anybody else agree with that? Mm-hmm. There's mountains in life, and sometimes they come, and trials come. And I don't need any extra trials because of my own decisions. We all get on board with that?
Yep, that's true.
So, let's get on to point 2. The enemy is not able to be in full control. For our God is omnipotent. Did I say that right?
Yes.
He is all powerful. He reigns supreme. He gives us what we need for every moment in this life. He strengthens us. His Spirit guides us and empowers us. His words remind us that He fights for us. For nothing will be impossible for God. What verse? For nothing will be impossible with God. Luke 1:37.
I read that page. I only read that in my Bible.
Oh yeah?
I only read the red part.
Just the red part? What's what? What was funny? Hey, but you know what? You're reading your Bible though. There's a lot of but there's a lot of good parts. Hey, there's a lot of parts, other good parts in the Bible too that you need to read. Why?
I put something that like I know, something like constantly getting done in work and I go and I don't know what it is. It doesn't even because of life.
Well, I'm telling you, God is what? No, what was the first one? Omnipresent and omni what? Omnipotent. Omnipotent, yes. Not omnipotent. 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 God is all powerful. Hey, so first off, God is everywhere. Secondly, God is all powerful. The enemy has no control over your life that you don't want him to have control of your life. Let me tell you something. Hey. There's a reason why pastors can get up on stage every Sunday and preach. It's because they know they're protected by God.
That's right.
Because I guarantee, if the enemy had a free shot at every pastor, he could even take it.
That's right.
Because he doesn't want leaders. He doesn't want you to stand tall. He doesn't want you to become leaders. Let me tell you something. Worship people, I'm going to talk to you just a second. When you get up on this stage and you say, I'm going to be a leader in my youth group, guess what you're doing?
Leading.
You're leading, and when you lead, what happens?
You lead others.
Huh? People watch you. And sometimes when people watch you, guess who else is watching you?
Jesus.
The good and the bad both watch you. That's what I'm trying to get at here. The good and the bad both watch you. And when the good and the bad both watch you, you need to protect yourself. You need to be ready. Hey, off film. Off film.
He's not on it.
Okay, well, put it in Melissa's pocket. Hey, when you invite evil things into your life, you give the enemy a foothold that wasn't there before. When you invite evil things into your life, you give the enemy a foothold that wasn't there before. But here's the thing. The enemy didn't have a foothold because God is
Omnipresent.
Omnipotent.
He's not omelet. I knew this was going to. He's what? He's omnipotent, omnipresent, omnipotent. Why do I keep saying potent? He is omnipresent and omnipotent. I keep saying omni. Or whatever. Hey, here's the final thing of the night. And here is the most important thing of the night you need to know. You are never in danger. 1, because God is everywhere. 2, God is all powerful. And 3, God is all knowing. He's omniscient. You know this better than I do. You need to get up here preaching. It's not me. Omniscient. Oh, my wife's trying to, or Scott's trying to give me clues back here how to pronounce it. All right, it's no secret that I struggle pronouncing words. Let's be honest. Hey, but here's the point of the night. Hey. God is everywhere. God is all powerful, and He's all knowing. So that night, when I was sitting in my room my sophomore year, about to fail out of college, loved to drink, loved to party. My phone was always dinging because people were always texting me. Hey, I was ignoring the phone calls that I really needed to take and accepting those who were trying to take me down the dark path. I was watching movies that I shouldn't have been watching. I was inviting things in my life through music, through people, through movies. There was always something in my life that was crying out for me because He loved me. Because everywhere I went, He was there. Every battle I faced, He was stronger. And every situation I went into, He knew how to handle it. I don't want you to get scared next week when we talk about the enemy and we talk about the things he's going to do and the way he's using his power in this world. Because I want you to know that God is everywhere, God is stronger, and He's all knowing. And this is key for you to know. Because eventually, okay, I shouldn't say eventually. I hope this never happens to you, but you ever find yourself in a situation where you find yourself and you feel like the enemy is bearing down on you, and you feel like you've let something into your life that you don't want there. He's as simple as calling out His name.
I'm always in that position.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now that it doesn't matter where you're at. God is greater than that situation. We'll talk after church, okay? We'll talk after church. Okay, we'll talk after church. So this is what I want to do right now. This is what I want you to do. Got just enough time. When I came into this room tonight, I was just going to talk about those 3 words and what they meant really tonight, but after last night and after a few of the things, I just kind of really felt like it was key that I shared this with you. Because I want you to know something. If you got music, if you got movies, if you got friends, if your speech, if the things that you're doing in your life are not pushing you towards closer to God, it's ultimately pulling you away from God. So tonight you need to know something. Tonight I hope you leave here with the confidence, knowing that no matter where you're at, God is always there. No matter what you're facing, He is bigger. And no matter what situation you're in, He already has the answer. Tonight, I want you to know something. I want you to leave here with confidence, knowing that God is greater than what you're going through. I don't want you guys to fear the enemy, but I also want you to know that he's real. You don't have to fear him, but you got to know he's real. And I'm telling you right now, I hear some of the stuff you listen to, and I hear some of the things you watch, and it scares me because I've been there. It scares me the situation you've been in. And let me tell you something. If you haven't got that stuff out of your life, it needs to go. Because all you're doing is hindering yourself. Some of you come in here week after week, and all you do, you look miserable when we have altar times. You look miserable when we have prayer time. But it's not because God's not trying to do something. You're miserable because you leave here and you go back into the same lifestyle. You're miserable because you're stuck in two different places. Let me tell you something. Anything with two heads is ugly. Anything with two heads is ugly. Here's what I mean by that. If you have a head in the world and a head in the clouds with Christ, you're worse than you can ever be. You can't come up here and try to play worship music and sing worship songs and get into your car and play a song that's talking about whatever you want to talk about. You can't come to church on a Wednesday and Sunday night and try to spend time. Hey, you can't come to church on a Wednesday night and a Sunday night and try to spend time in the presence of God and try to spend time in the presence of the enemy. It'll never work. Because all you're end up going to do is you're going to tear yourself. And when you tear yourself, you can't walk together. You're going to scar your heart. You're going to scar your soul. You're going to make it to the point where you don't want to be here because every time you're here, you can't get away from there. One or two things are going to happen. You're either going to wake up one day and you're going to kick it all out of your life and you're going to worship God, or you're going to get so caught up in the world you're going to forget about here. I've never met anyone that their whole life they successfully lived in both worlds. One world will win. But I'm here to tell you right now that God is greater, God is everywhere, God is all-knowing. You think you're hiding them sins in your bedroom? Guess what? Third one, God is all-knowing. You think you can't defeat the things that are in your life, the things that got claws in you, the things that are holding you down? I'm here to tell you, God is stronger. And if you think you can go and hide somewhere and have a double life and live somewhere else and live in the other place half the other time, God is everywhere. There's a picture that when I was younger I didn't really like, but now as I've gotten older I'm beginning to understand it. And I've learned these words, and I've learned where God really is all the time. There's this man, and if you went to Heaven's Gates and Hell's Flame, you saw this too. This man, and he's shooting up drugs. And Jesus is sitting there with his arms like this. And I'm here to tell you, it doesn't matter where you're at, God is with you. Gotcha. So this is what we're going to do. April, can I get some worship music on? And Scott, Carrie, can you turn the lamps on this side? We're gonna try and change the move here because I just really feel like tonight it may need to plug in. Hopefully this students stop plugging your phones into the walls. Charge your phones at home. Hey, it doesn't matter. Oh, hey, it's wrong plugging. The lamps. Not yours. Hey, I wasn't going to do this, but I just really feel like God's telling me that we need to have a few minutes in prayer. Because some of you are really caught up in the world. I can see it on your faces as I'm talking. I can see it as I'm talking about this. You really feel torn. And you've been trying for a long time to escape this other place, but you didn't know how. But I'm here to tell you, there's three simple things. So this is what I want to challenge you right now. We do this every time we do an altar call. I don't make you come up front. I'll make you come forward. But I do challenge you to get away from your friends. disconnect for 5 minutes. Get off your phones. Stay away from your friends. Don't talk. Just stay in His presence. Just honor God who He is. Maybe you're sitting in this room and you're questioning, I don't really believe God's everywhere. I'm telling you right now, He's right here. He's right here. And maybe you don't believe that. This is what I challenge you to do right now. Find a place and call out to Him. And I guarantee, if you sit there and you're quiet, whatever that weight you brought in here tonight, wherever you're at, whatever you're struggling with, maybe you're doing fine, whatever it is, if you sit there and you're quiet enough and you listen, and you truly, really seek it, I guarantee you'll feel the presence of God. Now, if you have a lot of sin in your life, and a lot of things that are blocking you, it's going to make it hard. But I believe that when we come clean with God, and we seek forgiveness, and we ask Him to come into our lives, and we ask Him to just shower us with His love, He does. But your sin is like a snowstorm. You have a lot of it in your life, the more it is, the harder it is to see God, the harder it is to hear God. So if you've got a lot of sin in your life, and you've been trying to figure out who God is, and you've been trying to be present, you've got to deal with that first. And I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of leaders, including myself in here, who will gladly pray with you, and will gladly help you. That's what we're here for. So this is what we do. I want you to spread out. Don't stay where you're at. Go to your spot. I know you guys have your spots. You can turn the music up just a little bit. Hey, I don't want no talking. Hey, so this is what I want you to do in this moment. You can find a seat somewhere, you can stand up, whatever you want to do. I don't care. I'm not gonna get on you. But I just want you to remain quiet. If you need to pray, if you got some stuff you need to deal with, if you got a lot of snowstorm in your life blocking that reception, a lot of sin, deal with it. But when you deal with it, just remain quiet. Leaders, I'm just asked that do as the Spirit leads you. But I also want to encourage that right now that this could be a quiet moment.